lineup of new arrivals, perfect for the season.
14 laps then to kick off, and
Perfect for the season.
holding on the brake, and the lights, and a great
We've got a
start from the middle
fantastic
of the
lineup
second
of
row
new
with
arrivals.
Marco Morelli.
And it was a cracking launch for the 95 for Morelli, but as I think he
We've
hooked
got a
second gear,
fantastic
got a bit
lineup
bogged
of
down.
new
He's down the
arrivals,
outside going
perfect
into
for the
turn
season.
2, so he's actually further down, Peter.
Yeah, but that is the front row, guys.
We've got a
Oh,
fantastic
crash there in
lineup
the
of new
background.
arrivals,
Goodness gracious
perfect
me.
for the season.
That is a big old went through the
Perfect
gravel
for
and
the
carrying
season.
on. We're coming down the back straight now. I can see Veda Ega, the fifth.
We've got a fantastic lineup of new arrivals,
and good to
perfect
see him
for
get
the
away
season.
from that.
Lucas Brown has crashed as well. Someone else down in the background too.
Wants to do it. He's talking about passing everybody at the first corner.
Perfect
But
for the
as they come
season.
around the final corner then, for the first time, it was Sullivan Mounsey who went down. Oh dear,
We've
what
got
a
a
shame. As well, the riders have looked at what happened yesterday and thought, I can't have that kind of mess again. If I have more pace, I need to go for it. Christian Daniel, as you said,
31 of Giulia Pugliese and Hakim Danish on the number 13.
already up into the podium positions.
And Benyat Fernandez, of course, he's already had a win in race 2.
A lot of sun out there at the moment from these leaders.
And pole time was 2:01.95, and Veda Ega has just done a 2
Day for Raw Britannia, unfortunately, but there we go.
We've got a fantastic
Veda
lineup
Ega.
of new.
See what a lad he is. So Veda Ega finished up last year in this championship.
We've got a fantastic lineup of new arrivals.
Talking to him after qualifying,
We've got a
he wasn't
fantastic
happy.
lineup
He
of
made
new
the mistake.
arrivals,
He missed
perfect for the season.
the end of qualifying. But he's there.
We've
for
got a
whoever it was
fantastic
behind
lineup
Veda
of new
Ega.
arrivals,
But that's
perfect
given
for the
Veda a bit of
season.
breathing space.
Fantastic lineup of
Peter,
new arrivals,
that's what this
perfect for the
series is
season.
all about. Equal machinery. It's about talent and how well you can.
Fantastic lineup of new arrivals,
He made a mess of
perfect for the
qualifying.
season. A fantastic lineup of new arrivals.
To 12th place, unfortunately.
We've got a fantastic lineup of new arrivals, perfect for the season.
Mitani, this race, he's finished 3 out of 4 races so far. A very quiet Le Mans, just taking away a few points. But
Ega. And then the 11 of David Gonzalez, Brian Iriarte, and those trio.
Perfect
He
for
was
the
much
season.
quicker in the pre-practice sessions.
well then, Peter, we have Spain leading.
We've got a
Malaysia,
fantastic
leading
lineup of new
Indonesia.
arrivals,
Veda
perfect for the
Ega, point of the circuit yesterday when Karpushin's race came undone. Yaroslav, the number 17, he's up into 13th on this.
Frustrated is Brian Iriarte, who's won 2 races and twice been knocked off, and once by Hakim Danish.
Yeah, and he wants to be running.
Who get sucked into those 3 is he was super late on the brakes.
We've got a
Actually was Super Mario, and that little pint-sized rocket he was several years.
top 10,
So
and
it
there is
can be
Veda
done.
still leading.
It can be done then, so a great start for those guys, but the others, they'll be hoping for.
Brian Iriarte there as he tries to hang on to Veda Ega. He didn't look quite as smooth and cool.
And that's where he makes his move, or tries at least, as Iriarte says, no
superb.
way! Grid infringement, double long lap penalty, oh dearie me.
Yeah, that's normally does. I wonder if he's just having to push quite hard to stay with the leader. The number, quickly as they can change the gear, they do so. So there is the number 13 of Hakim Danish, our points leader. But he's yet to win a race this year. But on the race, he wasn't
Perfect
quite
for the
close
season.
enough on that lap, but he's going to be close.
Fantastic
Myself,
lineup
we
of
see
new
Veda
arrivals,
Ega going up the
perfect for the
inside there.
season.
We
Fantastic
said the
lineup of
Singapore
new
went
arrivals,
down in the opening
perfect for the
crash.
season.
It wasn't him, it was actually Lucas Brown. So I'm
Veda
Perfect
up
for the
the
season.
inside, no on Iriarte. No, he can't do it, but he's got past.
We've got a
This is pretty fascinating, Peter. I mean, we're not seeing anything like this.
We've
in
got a
Rookies Cup with
fantastic
trio.
lineup.
To the corkscrew section, and unless you go up there and watch it, you can't believe how steep it is.
He's got an earpiece listening to our commentary. He's gone, what are you talking about, old man? I'm off.
Yeah, he's gone, isn't he? But no, Brian will catch him. Come on, Brian.
Lyle Thompson, he's leading the chasers. So he's actually nerfed wide by Marco Morelli yesterday. That's why Morelli, the Argentinian, got his long lap penalty, but all cleanly through today. Legion rider there, doing very, very well indeed. Our championship leader, 4 second places so far. Right now, this is it. Doesn't look like any of them are going to really drop off. 2 of the aces.
Said he doesn't need the slipstream.
Real with Marco Morelli's weekend just going from bad to worse in the 6 now. We saw some crashes there earlier on in the qualifying. It can be slippery if you're offline. Some of the riders going inside. That was the number 11 there going up the inside.
He knows what he's doing wherever he is. There's the number 11 of David Gonzalez picking up the slipstream of Brian Iriarte. Has to back out of here at Mugello. The lights are out and away we go. Who makes a good start? Christian Daniel Jr. is tucked in behind Brian Iriarte, but it is the 51 of Brian Iriarte that leads. The American, they head down to the first corner. Who's going to be brave on the brakes? up the inside. No, it's Brian Uriarte who has it covered and sweeps through the first right hand.
They've grown up racing each other all along, and as they're getting all involved, it is Pratama who goes through into the lead. Already up into the podium positions.
And Benyat Fernandez, of course, he's already had a win in race 2 at Le Mans.
Stay very, very clean and avoiding white lines, but it is Uriarte from Daniel, and then Pratama. Carter Thompson slotted into 4th. He narrowly missed the back wheel of the... And that's where he makes his move, or tries at least, as Uriarte says, no way!
He made it work this time. If they slow each other down, then Veda is going to disappear, but the number 11 of David Gonzalez looking...
This race, he's finished 3 out of 4 races so far. A very quiet Le Mans, just taking away a few points. We had a great D1 of Uriarte, switches towards the inside line, and Daniel goes for the lead, but thinks better of it through Arabiata. 1, we then go up. Grid infringement, double long lap penalty. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, that's Pratama. And then the 11 of David Gonzalez, Brian Uriarte, and those trio.
With Sullivan Mounty up from 11th on the grid there in 7th as well, just off the back of this group. So it's being drilled out here. I mean, you've got 2 riders, a sun out there at the moment from these leaders.
And pole time was 2:01.95. And Veda Pratama has just done a 2 other place there, but absolutely superb stuff from Veda Pratama, as you said, Matt. The other two are mucking each other up, and Veda just took advantage of that. Absolutely.
He was actually nerfed wide by Marco Morelli yesterday. That's why Morelli, the Argentinian, got his long lap penalty, but all cleanly through today. But from there, got to give a shout out to Thompson and Mounty. That's a good start for them. Thompson could have expected to be back from Heroik, the first round of the year. You've got Gonzalez in 5th as well, Peter.
Yes, and already the 70th Christian Daniel Jr. looking for a way past.
Asian rider there, doing very, very well indeed. Our championship leader, 4 second places so far. That was a tough move. So it gets turn 3 is not your stereotypical overtaking.
No, it isn't.
Look at the number 7, Benyat Fernandez going around the outside at the final corner. He's up from...
Normally does. I wonder if he's just having to push quite hard to stay with the leader, the number
2, aren't they? You're absolutely right. It is so downhill. The point of the circuit yesterday where Karpushin's race came undone. Yaroslav, the number 17, he's up into 13th, and this...
That's right. And as I say, they go through the gearbox and through the left-hander in first, and they just go second, third rated is Brian Uriarte, who's won 2 races and twice been knocked off. And once by Hakim Danish.
Yeah, and he wants to be run.
Passing Brian Uriarte, goes he? No, he doesn't. Brian Uriarte on the 51 and the orange. Benyat Fernandez, of course, is...
oh yes, 23rd, there we go, all the way down. So that's a very, very decent... Will the riders have looked at what happened yesterday and thought, I can't have that kind of mess again. If I have more pace, I need to go for it. Christian Daniel, as you said...
Down the corkscrew again. You're looking back at what a great picture that is. Brian Uriarte and the leader, Veda Pratama, on the 54.
Right now, this is your group. Doesn't look like any of them are going to really drop off. Pugliese is Kent.
And and the point is, I think all 5 of them know that you need the slipstream.
Who went down, as well as Benyat Fernandez, Tinez as well, I believe, unless he's just gone really, really wide. Caught up.
Hey, the previous lap, we've been on board with Brian looking back at David Gonzalez, and he couldn't do it. Well, he of Veda Pratama now.
David Gonzalez, 11th in the standings, is the number 11 coming into the ref. 8 points coming away from that one. So with this season, he's going to get a bit of a nosebleed here running this high up. As we see, Argentini had a game.
Okay, and he doesn't know why. I mean, he could have been in the wrong position or what. I have no idea why. We don't know exactly what he did wrong, but obviously 31 of Pugliese and Hakim Danish on the number 13.
Really seeing it properly strung out, Peter. This is absolutely fascinating. I wonder what the conditions... Most of the others, apart from Pugliese and Danish, they're in 202s. Everybody else in minimum 203. So it's just...
Gonzalez is underneath the pole time at 201.71.
Well, this is absolutely fascinating then, and you can see...
Race 2 here at Mugello. The lights are out and away we go. Who makes a good start? Christian Daniel Jr. is tucked in behind Brian Uriarte, but it is the 51 of Brian Uriarte that leads.
They stay very, very clean and avoiding white lines, but it is Uriarte from Daniel. And then Pratama. Carter Thompson slotted into 4th. He narrowly missed the back wheel of the... Uriarte goes wide there, goes wide, but does he cut it back on the inside? Yes, but he only slots into 3rd.
It could be back on if Veda Pratama picks up another 25 points. He is the 54, and he said yesterday, I just...
And yet Fernandez Fernandez for company as well, who goes up into the lead through Arrabbiata, uphill to Arrabbiata 2. And that's where he makes his move, or tries at least, as Arrabbiata says no. Finish at the end of this one, but Benya Fernandez would move up back into third position of the championship. You've got Indonesia.
Mounsey, I wonder if they've lost the British national anthem. It's a while since we've heard that.
Over the line for the final lap. Peter, here we go. 95 from 4.
The 7 is there, but so is Zen Matades.
And 51, Ariarte.